What's going on, everybody? This is another episode of Becoming Creative. Thank you guys, of course, for all the love and support. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment if you're on YouTube. If you're just listening, if you're on Spotify, I think you can give a thumbs up. I think on podcast on Apple Podcast, you can too. Show some love. Show me some love. Like, subscribe, share it with somebody. Yeah, do it all. Please, by all means, please do it all. I love what we are becoming, and today I just wanted to talk a little bit about. This is a note to my younger self. This is a note to young Kimmy. Young Kim was like really cool too. Not that I'm not cool right now, because I think I am a little bit, but. Young Kim was cool, you know. She went with the flow. She, nothing really rattled her. She kept to herself. And while those are good characteristics, I think she was stylish, you know. While these are good characteristics, I think there are a couple things that I would tell young Kim to do better, to do more of. Here's my note. You guys are listening into my note to my younger self. The first thing I would tell my younger self, especially Kim from like 2000, let's say 2004. Let's say 2004. 2004, I don't know if I'm giving away too much, but in 2004, I was a junior in high school. And so from 2004 to like 2016, we're going to go 16. No, that's a long time. Hold on. From 2004 to like 2008. Let's do that. Okay, yeah. Well, this is what I'm telling Kim from 2004 to 2008. Girl, you not big. Your body is actually in prime condition. So please keep at it. Please keep at it. I know so many women are like, right now, like, listen, I didn't know I had it back then. But now when I look at myself, I'm like, God dang, like, I was fit back then. So yeah, if any of you have watched my other podcast, you know that I was an athlete. I still am an athlete. Let's be clear. I still can get busy. But I was a student athlete and played Division I basketball, played AAU basketball, played in all the city tournaments, did all that jazz. But I was fit, you know? And there would be times then, and I feel like, I don't know, I low-key had like body dysmorphia, to be honest, but there were times back then that I was like, dang, Kim, you gotta get this weight down. And I'm like, no you don't. Like, when I look back at my photos from when I was playing and when I was fit, like, no, you were actually fine. You were fine. And you know what, one of my goals is to get back to that. It's to get close to that. And I don't think let's be clear too. Let's talk to current Kim now, okay? You ain't that far off, baby, okay? You're not that far off, and you're good. And there's some stuff I want to keep. So let's just be clear on that, right? But little Kim from 2004 to like 2009 really was fit. Like, the abs was coming in, but I don't know. I just didn't know what I had, and I just want to tell her now that you're in a great position. Just keep going forward, because I would greatly appreciate it right now. Just want to put that out there. But yeah, that was an interesting time for Kim. As I talk in third person, that was an interesting time for me because I was coming off of a time where I was that was really the cusp of me, like, kind of going into like a depressive state. just because of things that were going on with basketball, with where I was playing at. And it leads to the next thing that I would tell my younger self. You gotta talk. You gotta speak up. You have to speak up. I was dealing with a lot of things that I just didn't talk about with anybody. It's wild. I didn't talk about it with anyone because I think there was opportunity for me to pivot and for me to transfer to another school. Maybe I was too far away from home. Maybe the fact that I was my freshman year was when Hurricane Katrina happened, and I happened to go to school in Louisiana, and that was like kind of a traumatic situation. Just me not being able to communicate with my family. I'm in this new place. There's a Category 5 hurricane happening. There's refugees on my campus. There's, the lights are going out. Like, there was just so many things going on, right? But there was opportunity for me to make a pivot if I had spoken up. And I wish that my younger self would have spoken up and talked about her concerns a lot more than just kind of going with the flow and just hoping it worked out. That's the one thing I wish I would tell my younger self. I would tell myself even now, make sure you speak up, make sure you advocate for yourself, make sure you're not just sitting and waiting and hoping that something works out. You can speak up, and you also can have faith and ask and talk to God about it. Then I wasn't even talking to God about it. And so, yeah, I think that was oh gosh, I wish I would have been able to do that, because I just think things would have flowed a lot better. But I'm not in a place of regret. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I regret all these things, because I just think that creates a toxic rabbit hole that I've already pulled myself up out of. I would tell myself, girl, you got it. Baby, you got it. Your body is there. I would tell myself to speak up, advocate for yourself, and don't just sit back. Another thing I would tell myself back then is you're a leader. And I don't think I really saw myself as that when I was younger, but I didn't realize that, it in fact was true. You are a leader. And thankfully I feel like I led by example. That's the kind of leader I am. So I'm going to do and demonstrate what I would see for other people to do around me. I just didn't really see myself as a leader back then, but I think when I look back, I see the impact, I see the influence that I had, and still do. And so, I just would make my younger self aware of that. You're a leader, people look to you, and, run with that. Let that boost your confidence a little bit. That'll be another thing. And these are a lot of these things that I'm telling my younger self are things that I am actively telling myself today, because it doesn't make sense for me to even walk through this life and not be able to look back and see okay, you didn't do this well, you didn't do that well, how do we get better, right? And it's not in this compare contrast kind of thing, dang, you was whack then, so how can you not be whack now? And I don't even know why I just interpreted it as that, but another thing that I would tell my younger self is to be confident, be bold, right? And I think actually back then I had a lot more confidence, but I didn't have boldness. And I think there is slightly a difference. I was very confident in what I could produce, but I think with boldness, I think sometimes when you're bold, you sometimes do things and say things that not only challenge everyone else, but it also challenges you. And I hope that makes sense. As an athlete, I could always rise to the occasion and beat the drill, right? I could always condition and push through and endure, right? But I think sometimes sometimes I wouldn't say things because I knew it would call for me to do more. I knew it would call for me to then demonstrate it more, right? So I did not want to take on the responsibility of my words. And so I think if I had more boldness, I would have had more, just more of an unction to say the things that I knew needed to be said. And I would be in a better position to feel like, you know what, I'm going to execute this and show y'all how to do this. Like, and so even in my life now, in my day to day, there are a lot of things that I don't say because I know what it means for me. I know that it's going to call for more of a commitment from me, more responsibility from me, and I'm breaking out of that. So I think with me breaking out of that, I think if my younger self broke out of that, it just would have blew the roof off of a lot of things that I was doing at the time. And yeah, the last thing I would tell, because I don't want this to be long, one of the last things I would tell my younger self is that you are beautiful. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Your uniqueness, your uniqueness is so amazing, and people love you for that. So you need to love yourself for that. And the reason why is because God uniquely made you. Like, everything he's put in you, Lil' Kim, is beautiful and it is dope. And so, yeah, like, live in that, know that, and never question that, ever. No matter what is said, no matter what you think, no matter what you compare yourself to, that is the truth. And so, yeah, these are some notes, just some notes to my younger self. Also, that you're creative. I so wish that as a kid I knew more of my creativity back then, because I just feel like, you know, of course I'd be like further along with certain things, but I think I knew that a little bit, like just even the way I played and the way I like interacted and the way I dressed and did things. Like, I think I knew it, but like I didn't know it. And so I would throw that in there in the mix as well. But yeah, note to my younger self, while all these things I want you to work on, you were dope. And so it was a good time. And so yeah, I hope this, I don't know, I just kind of felt like sharing that with y'all today. And yeah, good things are on horizon for becoming creative. And so you guys look out for that. I'm going to be better at communicating those things to you and to everyone else. But until the next episode, I love you guys. Jesus loves y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye.